Hi everyone, I'm here today with a book review, and the book I'm going to be reviewing is Afterworlds by Scott Westerfield. I had pre-ordered this, finally got it, read 200 pages of this for 2 weeks, 24-hour read it down on October 18th, and then finished it a couple of days later because it was kind of going slow for me and I wanted to read entire books for the readathon. Yeah, finally finished it. Let me show you something I really love about this book, and that is this spine. Look at that, black and white. So simple, yet so eye-catching, and so freaking beautiful. It looks lovely on my shelf. This is the United Kingdom edition, by the way, and this is a pre-order I got from the book depository. This is just Simon & Schuster children's book edition. Children's book. It's not really a children's book. I wouldn't say this is a children's book. So anyway, Afterworlds is a young adult book. It's a book in alternate chapters. So what Scott Westerfield did here was really clever. We have chapter 1, which is a chapter about Darcy. And Darcy is chapter 2, is the author of the book that's included in this book, a book called Afterworlds. So Darcy Patel is 18-year-old, she got a book contract, she moved to New York to finish writing Afterworlds and to write its sequel. By the way, 18 years old, she's living in New York, she's going to publish a book, and she has a contract for another book, and I'm 21. I don't live in New York, and I haven't published a book. So that was something that this book really made me thought about. Like, what am I doing with my life? Thank you, Scott Westerfield, for making me question my life. Back to the story. The alternate chapters thing was sort of confusing at times. First you read about Darcy and her moving to New York. Then you read about Lizzie, a girl who's product of Darcy's imagination, and the main character in Afterworlds. She has survived a terrorist attack, but basically how she survived it, something weird happened there, and that's how all the other events in that book unravel, like weird things start happening. Also, Darcy, Lizzie, Jane Austen moments going on. Even Scott himself pointed it out in the book. Like, it is pointed out here that it's very Jane Austen-ish. As I said, hard to follow at times. My favorite part was by far this part here, where this orange thingy is. That was the part where Darcy and 2 other authors were on a pre-publication, were on a book tour, and they were in the school, and they were giving a speech, and then a student asked them, what's the most important part of a story? And then one of them says it is a plot, another one says it's a setting, and then another one says it's a conflict. It's conflict that's the most important part of a story. And it's really interesting how they all explain why that particular part of the story is the most important. Like, I will eventually go back and reread that part if I do not reread the entire book, that is. If I reread this book, what I would do is I would read Darcy's story first and then read the story that Darcy actually wrote, so the story about Lizzie, so it's not so confusing in my head. I was anticipating this book a lot, especially since I saw my favorite booktubers calling it a BAA and already read it. That's why I had it pre-ordered. Maybe because I expected too much, I didn't end up liking it quite as much. I gave it 4 stars. 4 stars is still good though. So I recommend you to check it out, because it is a unique take of a book. Like, literally, this is like 2 books in one. Don't let the size intimidate you. It's 600 pages, but really don't be intimidated, because this is actually 2 books in 1 book. Yeah, I'd recommend it. Check it out. Maybe you'll like it more than I did. Maybe you won't like it at all, but It's all about taste, as they say. I would love to hear from you. Have you read this? Do you plan on reading it? Give this video a thumbs up. Let me answer the questions in the comments below and subscribe to my channel. Bye!